Hello. Hello, this is the Maya Artifact episode number 3502. Today's date is July 25, 2025. It's been almost like a night at 9:36 p.m. Alright, we directly jump into the question. Alright, okay. Okay, question is, whenever you try to set high target, you feel comfortable, fearful, or negative? Okay, what exactly is this question? Okay, first of all, this question are kind of like a self assessment. Okay, what's a self assessment? A kind of like simply is this thing that ki you are kind of like a simply analyzing yourself. It's a kind of like a something that ki you are kind of like giving the answer to yourself. Okay, it's kind of like a something that ki I don't know how to supposed to explain. Okay, it's a analyze yourself probably, if I'm kind of like telling the proper word for it. All right, yeah. So question is that ki whenever you try to set high target, did you feel uncomfortable? uh okay, let's talk about the higher target. Did I set any kind of like a simply higher target? Okay. um yes, I did. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to earn money from YouTube. Is it higher target? Well, yes, for me it's a really higher target. Okay. Are you uncomfortable while you are achieving those higher target? um Probably not. Okay, let me explain what exactly is this thing. Okay, let me explain what is actually uncomfortable. Like I'm gonna tell you some sort of situation happened in my life that I feel a little bit of uncomfortable. Okay, yeah. So years ago, yeah, almost like I don't know, maybe 10 year ago probably. Okay, yeah. So one of my friend had a kind of like a some festival in his college. Okay, yeah. At that time I was kind of like a something studying engineering diploma, and I have kind of like a simply DC subjects. So I was actually clearing the subjects. So I was actually at the home, and like basically I'm the failure now. Like basically I failed multiple subjects in semester, so I have to be clear that first. Okay, yeah. So I was at the home and kind of like doing the study and things like that. Okay, one of my friend who is actually at the engineering college, and he has this kind of like a something that he festival in his college festival, and he was the anchor. Okay. At that time I recently bought the new phone, Motorola Moto G2. Okay, yeah. At that time this phone was a really good, really great. It has a really good camera, by the way. Okay, yeah. My friend who doesn't really have a phone with a camera at that time, I'm talking about in 2014, maybe 14, 13. Okay, yeah. So at that time he doesn't really have a mobile phone with a camera. Okay, yeah. So he asked me, can I take your phone with, like basically it's a SD Utsav festival. Sorry, it's a college festival. Okay, yeah. And everyone is actually wearing traditional or things like that. He is also wearing some sort of traditional dress, and he was also doing a anchoring. Okay, yeah. And he wanted to take photos, and probably he doesn't really have phone with a camera. So he just asked me that, okay, can you take your phone for kind of like a simple photo and things like that. So I was said, yeah, sure, okay. So he took my phone. Okay, yeah. And he kind of like a simply take it and things like that. Okay, yeah. Then another day actually is this thing that ki we decided that ki we all friend decided that ki we should supposed to go to his college, because he was kind of like in his college has a kind of like a some festival. Who is we? Okay, yeah. Like let me tell you one thing. Like I have kind of like a some couple of friends who are kind of like a some close nearby. Okay, yeah, nearby, and we are really close friend. Okay, yeah. One of my friend, like as I mentioned, that friend named Vishal. Sorry, why I'm kind of like hiding his name. Name Vishal. Okay, so Vishal has a kind of like a something festival in his college. Okay, yeah. So he went to the college. Okay, yeah, and like because of the festival is actually happening in his college, so kind of like a something everything is kind of like a celebrating. Like celebrating means like that ki someone is actually doing a dancing preparation or kind of like a fashion show preparation, or there are so many kind of like a contest too, like a drawing contest or yeah, multiple things. Okay, yeah, in college. Okay, it was really amazing experience. Okay, yeah, amazing college experience. Okay, I haven't really experienced the college life. Okay, because in my life I did 11, 12. Probably it's the only thing that I should supposed to be called as a college. And then in engineering diploma, it's not even engineering diploma. There is no college at all. Like basically, I was complete my engineering diploma at Agnihotri Nagthana, and this is kind of like a college where no one actually come every single day. It's a kind of like a people who actually took the admission just for degree and diploma, and that's it. Okay, they never really came to the college every single day. They just came to the college for practical and examination, and that's it. Okay, so there is no college life in my engineering diploma. There is nothing really at all. Okay, yeah, but Vishal's college has a kind of like an event. It's a kind of like a legit college feast and things like that. Okay, and I wanted to experience this thing. At that time my age was almost like a maybe 19 or 20, maybe a 21. Yeah, this is kind of like my age, and I wanted to experience this college life. Okay, so I talked to one of my friend, says that ki would you come to the Vishal college and basically just hang out and things like that. We just had a fun and things like that. So yeah, okay, so basically I gather multiple people, and we went to his college. Okay, by the way, okay, like basically I convince everyone means like that in our group. I convince Badal. Sorry, Badal is also in that college. So I convince Pintu is one of my friend, then Vaibhav, then yeah, and me. Yeah, three people. Okay, yeah, so Pintu, Vaibhav and me, three people. I convinced both of them, and we actually went to college. Badal and Vishal was already in their college. Okay, because they are okay, they are in same college. Okay, yeah. So we went there. Okay, yeah. But the real reason, okay, real reason why I went there is because of that. Yesterday he took my phone and kind of like a complete took photo and everything. I feel really horrible because I just recently bought the phone, and he took my phone for taking photos and things like that. I can't live without my phone, and I'm really tech nerd, by the way. Okay, so at that time it just like someone took my phone. I just feel like that why this thing happened. Okay, yeah. So what exactly happened, that my real purpose is that why are you taking my phone? Instead of that, I will definitely gonna come to your college na, and we also gonna enjoy. So this is what exactly happened. Okay, yeah. So basically I gather Pintu, Vaibhav, me. Okay, Vishal is already there, Badal is already there. So we went to his college and kind of like assembly celebrating the festival. Everyone is kind of like a hanging out, taking selfies. One of my friend is kind of like assembly working on fashion show. Badal is actually working on fashion show, so he was kind of like a preparation for everything. We were actually just sitting and kind of like just doing hangout. By the way, this is not our college. I nothing like at all. It's just kind of like we are. I'm just kind of like just experiencing the college thing and things like that. Okay, yeah. So at that time, I feel really uncomfortable. Okay, this is the place. I think that this is kind of like feel that I'm feel really uncomfortable. What is exactly uncomfortable? Like, why are you feel really uncomfortable? You are with your friend. You wanted to kind of like experience the college life. I know this is not your college, but you are somehow something kind of like experiencing something college life. So probably you feel really good now. You feel really enjoyable, right? Yeah, but probably it's not mine, nah. Like basically is this thing. Yes, I wanted to enjoy the college life, and I always have regret that I never really enjoy any college life. Okay, but it's like that na ki it was kind of like cheating na. Okay, I went to someone's college and kind of like pretending that this is my college, and I'm kind of like somebody enjoying the college life, or this college festival is kind of like a mine. I just feel really uncomfortable. I just feel like that yes, I'm enjoying. Yes, I'm kind of like enjoying taking photos, selfies and things. We just yeah, we just do all those funs that we should supposed to do in college. Yeah, but in that moment I realized that ki no, I am feel really uncomfortable. Okay, yeah, this is kind of like something uncomfortable that I feel. Okay, yeah, there is also another moment that I'm gonna tell you. Okay, yeah, also almost like in 2012-13 maybe, okay, like a long year ago, me and my friend are actually, we went to Bombay. Okay, yeah, basically is the same as I mentioned, the same guy Vishal has a kind of like assembly SSC exam, staff selection commission exam in Bombay. He has a center in Bombay. Okay, yeah, same with the Pintu has an exam. Okay, Badal has an exam, SSC exam in Bombay. Okay, so three people has an exam in Bombay, SSC exam. Okay, so me, sorry, Vaibhav is also has that exam. Like basically Vaibhav, Vishal, Badal, Pintu has an exam of in Bombay. Okay, yeah. I didn't really have exam. I didn't really put the any kind of like an application form. Nothing really at all. But everyone is actually going to the Bombay, and I also wanted to go to the Bombay because at that time, now my age was almost like maybe 19, 20 maybe. Okay, yeah, 2020. I'm not really sure. It's actually happened in 2012 or maybe 13. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is that time. Okay, and at that time we are very close friend. We are kind of like spending so much time together, and basically is this saying that he go to the Bombay and do this exam is a kind of like somebody became a trip that ki we have to go to the Bombay because this is the first time I never really went to the Bombay. Like I went to the Bombay when I was child, but it was like a I didn't really nothing really know anything about the Bombay. Okay, so I thought that ki yeah, why not? I will go to the Bombay. Okay, yeah. So at that time, I really eagerly wanted to be a filmmaker. Okay, yeah, really eagerly wanted to be. I wrote the binary code script. Okay, yeah, kind of like some sort of script. I just wrote it. Okay, yeah, and I thought that ki, this script would be really good, really great. Okay, yeah. So my plan was that ki all those friends are actually go to the Bombay. They will kind of like do the exam and things like that. I will go to the Bombay and I will went to the Devgan production house. Okay, Ajay Devgan production house. So yeah, and I will gonna pitch my idea. I will gonna pitch this kind of like a somebody that key. This is kind of like a somebody that key. This story is really good, and they are kind of like a somebody impressed by this story, and they just cast me. They just kind of like a somebody wanted to make the movie on this story and things. I just think about a lot of stuff, like all those positive stuff. Like I thought that ki within a day I just kind of like I'm gonna meet the Ajay Devgan. Okay, I'm gonna pitch this story, and just like everything's happened really good within a day. It's just like I think tomorrow I'm going to the Bombay. I'm just thinking right now. Okay, yeah, all the kind of like, positive energy took inside of me. I just feel like that yeah, I'm gonna going there. Okay, yeah. Then what exactly happened? Okay, yeah, soon as I enter in Bombay, okay, I feel really uncomfortable. Why? Because of that, ki when I see the Bombay, when I see the buildings, high-rise building, when I see the kind of like a something very different atmosphere, and when I seen that thing, it is like a like feel really uncomfortable. Like basically just like couple of hours ago, I was kind of like somebody in the train. Okay, our seat is not even confirmed. Okay, we are kind of like a came to the Bombay in general bogie. Okay, yeah, and during this trip, like basically 11-12 hours of trip. Okay, from my hometown to Bombay, it's a 11-hour trip. Okay, yeah, in this 11 hour, I was constantly thinking about that key, like this day would kind of like change my life and stuff and stuff and stuff like that. I was kind of like thinking so much that key there are so many good things happen. But when I went to Bombay, when I see those building, I was like really uncomfortable. I just feel like that key, who the fuck am I? Like basically a couple of hour ago, I was kind of like thinking that key, I'm gonna rule this country by kind of like somebody doing the scripting and things like that. And when the reality hit me, it just like it felt so it is like basically breathing in Bombay, it felt like really uncomfortable. It felt like that ki I am failure before even trying. And this is what exactly happened. I went to the Devgan production house. Okay, yeah. And it's a Sunday, by the way. It's a maybe Sunday. I'm not really sure, but it's a Sunday, Saturday. I don't know. But it's a sad, I'm not really sure. Yeah, this is it. I went to the Devgan production house. Okay, yeah, and there is a watchman. I have kind of like a sort of technique that I would say that I am the assistant of this person, and they called me here for something, a kind of like a something casting thing. So let me in. Okay, yeah. Watchman says, no, you can't go inside because of that. Ki there is no office. No one is actually at the office. Okay, you can go home or no. He does not really enter. He just said this thing. Okay, yeah. I not even kind of like somebody convincing him. Like I didn't really say him that I just wanted to go. I was just like basically I'm put lot of effort. Like I put almost like a 12 hour of journey to bring kind of like somebody say this thing that this is my day. This is kind of like somebody this thing. But I was so scared that when the watchman come and he says you can't go inside, I just give up so easily, like legit easily, and just like yeah. And I am sitting on kind of like some sort of bench. I'm eating my dabba, and I feel really uncomfortable at that time. I just feel really uncomfortable. I just feel like that I wanted to be a filmmaker. At that time I really wanted to be a filmmaker because it's kind of like somebody the things that I want. I put a lot of hopes and belief inside of me that I could do those things. This is my day. This is my day. And when that day came and when that things, I feel scared, helpless, uncomfortable. It just really feel wrong. Everything is feel wrong. Okay, at that time I feel uncomfortable. Also, I'm feel really scared too because I don't know why, but I did scared at that time, and I don't know why. Okay, yeah. But then after that, all my friends are gathered. Like everyone exam is done, and kind of like assembly, we all gather and we all went to bench. We all went to Juhu Beach, and then everything feel really good. Okay, yeah. But at that time, I feel really uncomfortable. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing. The question is actually saying that ki whenever you try to set higher target, did you feel really uncomfortable? Well, this is kind of like something uncomfortable. The feeling of uncomfortable is really strong. Okay, yeah, that I can't forget. Okay, yeah, this is exactly how I feel when I went to the college. One of my friend college, when I went to Vishal's college, I pretending to be part of those people, but I was not. This is not my college, but still I was kind of like somebody enjoying. But I feel really uncomfortable. This is the moment that I feel really uncomfortable. When I went to Bombay, I see building rise, and then watchman says that you can't come inside. That also feel really scared and uncomfortable. Okay, yeah. These kind of like a feeling that I am not really feeling at this moment. Yes, I am kind of like a somebody achieving something target, like a being a YouTuber is a somewhat something for me as a higher target. Yes, but do I feel really uncomfortable? No, I am not feel that really uncomfortable. By the way, okay, I also kind of like a somebody explain right now I have 1500 subscriber and 13,000 follower on Instagram platform. So probably is this saying there is nothing really, probably no one will know me, nothing really at all. So yeah, but even in the future I will get kind of like a million subscriber and things and something like that. Will I get really uncomfortable? Definitely not. Oh yeah, definitely not. Because I don't know, it's kind of like a things that I want. And like let me tell you one thing, why like what is actually reason that feel really uncomfortable. Okay, yeah, when you are feel really uncomfortable, this is actually happened when like specifically me is that ki I am unaware of situation. I am not really unaware of situation of what is actually happening in Bombay, what is actually the process of pitching, what is actually the how do I supposed to pitch my idea to the investor and things like that. I don't know nothing really about. So when I am not really unaware of anything at all, I'm really scared. Okay, and when I'm really scared, I'm feel really uncomfortable. One thing. Another thing is that ki is that ki when the things is actually happen good, but you are not accepting that reality because it's not yours. Okay, yeah, like basically is this thing that ki couple of months ago my mother is actually forced me to come to the wedding. Okay, yeah, one of my kind of like a relative wedding, and I went there. Okay, yeah, because my mother is actually told me and things like that, so I went with her. It felt really uncomfortable because It's just like that ki the real reason is that ki some people kind of like somebody know me and things like that, and they were gonna say, what are you doing and what should I supposed to say? I'm doing YouTube. Okay, yeah. And they will gonna kind of like somebody asking, oh, what is actually YouTube, how much money that you are earning and things and that, and what should I supposed to say? I'm not earning any money, I'm 31, I'm not really earning any money. It's really uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm kind of like hiding from all those people and things like that. So yeah, I feel really uncomfortable too at that moment too. Okay, so basically it's this thing that ki uncomfortable is actually happen when you are unaware of situation. One thing, another thing is that ki you don't really feel that ki you are fit into that particular category of the people. Okay, yeah. Like basically when I was in that particular college, okay, yeah, I am not really feel as a part of that people. I was not part of, like basically I'm not the part. It is not my college. I'm kind of like enjoying this feast over there with my friend and things like that, but it's not mine. Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to fit, but I'm not trying to fit in because it's not. Okay, same thing happened with the wedding. Because of that ki I am not kind of like a something try to fit in this thing. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a things that now I don't know you actually experience this thing or not. I also experienced this thing. Okay, yeah. In 2020, okay, yeah, 31st December 2020, I went to kind of like a something New Year party. Okay, it's a paid New Year party, by the way. Like in this New Year party, they have kind of like a somebody DJ and things like that. You just have to go there and you just have to kind of like a dance and things like that. You can bring your friend and things like that. Okay, yeah. But at that time, I was kind of like living in Nagpur, and probably at that time, I don't really have any friend over there. Okay, yeah. But still, I was kind of like a feel that let's just enjoy. So 31st December, so I wanted to enjoy. So yeah, let's enjoy. So I went there. Okay, I went there. Okay, but it felt really uncomfortable because I didn't really knew it. I don't really know anyone around there. It's completely all those random people. I don't really knew it. So basically, uncomfortable is actually happen when you are unaware of situation. One thing, you are not trying to fit in, like your personality or your credibility is not fit into that particular thing. I don't know you actually experience this thing or not, but this is somewhat kind of like something I experienced, that ki I am not trying to fit in this thing particular people or social circle or things like that, and this is kind of like a feel really uncomfortable. Okay, yeah. But dude, the question is actually about that ki have you ever feel really uncomfortable regarding about your target? You are kind of like a higher target. Like let's just say that ki you wanted to establish a business or things like that. It's a really higher target. Okay, yeah. So would you really uncomfortable? No, definitely not. Okay, yeah. Like at this moment, I'm not kind of like doing any business. Okay, yeah. But whenever I'm gonna doing the business, I don't really feel that I'm really uncomfortable. Why? Because of that कि I am trying to know how do I supposed to do this business and things like that. So I am kind of like trying to know everything about it. So I was not really unaware of that. So I was like trying to know everything. Like basically, you when you know everything, you are kind of like somebody know what exactly you have to do. One thing. Another thing is that yes, business is a kind of like some very big target. Okay, yeah. And I am kind of like consider me that myself that I have to do those things in my entire period of lifetime. I wanted to kind of like step up myself, and I'm gonna be perform as a chairman or things like that. So I'm kind of like preparing myself. So basically, I am not really comfortable. Okay, yeah. Like whenever I'm gonna pitch my idea to the employee or kind of like somebody is this thing, whenever I will gonna kind of like talk very freely, kind of like being as a leader, being as a kind of like somebody. Yeah, I'm taking action, taking kind of like somebody the responsible. Okay, yeah. So I will not gonna feel really uncomfortable. Okay, same thing happened with the YouTube, because still YouTube is a kind of like a thing that you have to do it at your home, and it doesn't really require any kind of like somebody you have to went anywhere and things like that. But still, I am not really comfortable even if I achieve million subscriber and things like that. There is a one thing I might gonna feel really uncomfortable. Like just example. Okay, it doesn't really happen with me at the moment, but it might gonna happen in the future. Let's just say that I achieve million subscriber. Okay, yeah. And basically the YouTube India is actually kind of like invited me to the YouTube fan fest. Okay, yeah. So this is the kind of like somebody first time I'm kind of like somebody exposed with a real audience. Okay, because because whatever the audience that I have is online audience. Okay, yeah, but there's the fan fest is a kind of like a some event where you can meet the your a real people. Okay, a real audience. Okay, so when this thing happened, will I be really uncomfortable? Probably yes, probably not. Okay, yeah. Why I'm saying this thing? Why? What is at least this answer? like, like just tell it now. Will you be kind of like somebody uncomfortable at that moment or not? Well, probably is this thing that ki I am not really uncomfortable. Okay, like I will not gonna be like I will be really comfortable. Like basically is this thing na ki I don't know, like probably in the future I might knew how to kind of like talk to the people and things like that and something like that. Like right now there is a lot of changes inside of me is actually happen. I'm kind of like a somebody try to control my emotion, how to talk to the people and things like that. Like basically I am kind of like somebody born as a kind of like a very introvert person, and because of really introvert person I'm literally always really uncomfortable regarding about everything. Okay, yeah. But right now I'm kind of like a trying to changing my personality, try to change my personality as a kind of like a leadership, as a kind of like a somebody extrovert kind of like a somebody person. And if you are kind of like a try to change that personality, then probably is this thing that ki you might gonna learn that you are not really uncomfortable, you are, I don't know. But regarding about this question, the question says that ki whenever you try to set your higher target, do you feel really uncomfortable? No, I am not. Also regarding about YouTube, also regarding about business, I'm not really feel uncomfortable right now. Also I'm not gonna feel uncomfortable in the future too. Do you feel fearful or kind of like a fear? No. Also, as I mentioned, that I will not gonna fearful when I try to achieve as a YouTuber, when I try to achieve as a kind of like a do a business and things like that. Fearful means scared. Yeah. Do I feel really scared being a YouTuber? Well, probably not really. Okay, yeah, because I accept this thing that yeah, I wanted to be YouTuber and I will be become a YouTuber. It's not really that key, it's not gonna happen. It will be. Okay, yeah. But it's just like that ki then some sort of situation happened that I might gonna scared. That ki like a basically example is that ki I upload some of the content that most of people are really affected very badly or very negatively. Okay, yeah. And it might gonna impact on my channel or kind of like I might gonna lose a sort of subscriber. Yeah, it's not really happened like intentionally, it's just kind of like a things is a part of being YouTuber. Okay, it's like that ki downfall is always gonna happen. Okay, yeah. Like up and down is a kind of like somebody always be on being a YouTuber and things like that. Okay, yeah. So at that time I might gonna scare, but it doesn't mean like that ki I will gonna kind of like scrap off the YouTube and kind of like move on to something else. No, nothing like at all. Yeah. Like yeah, I might gonna scare for some sort of amount of time that ki because of this thing it gonna happen. But I will not gonna kind of like scrap out the YouTube and now I'll gonna kind of like move to something else. No, nothing like at all. I'm just kind of like do the YouTube. Same thing happened with the business too. Yes, there is some sort of moment will gonna came in while doing a business that I might not gonna perform well or my business will not gonna gain some sort of profit and things like that. But it doesn't mean that I just kind of like simply lose everything and kind of like do something else. No, nothing like that. I'm just try. I'm just do the things. Failure is a part of the process. Okay, and I learn from my mistakes and things like that. It's just I don't know. Okay, so yes, scared is a part of life, and will you be kind of like sort of fearful or will you be scared when you are kind of like trying to achieve in a YouTube journey? Not really. I'm gonna kind of like something say. Okay, like what is actually the question? The question is kind of like saying this thing that ki, do you feel really scared while you are trying to achieve your YouTube or YouTube career? No. Okay, yeah, I might gonna feel a little bit scared while I was kind of like doing or something happened, but it's not really meant to be that I'm gonna quit. No, nothing like at all. Same thing happened with the business too. And another thing is that negative. Like, do you feel really negative? Like, do you feel really negative? That negative. What's the negative? A negative means like that ki you feel something really wrong. Okay, yeah. Have you feel something really wrong? Yes, I feel something really wrong. Let me explain. Okay, yeah. A couple of years ago, not couple of years ago, just last year ago, in 2022. Okay, yeah. So I started YouTube in 2021. Okay, yeah. I started YouTube in 2021 as a kind of like somebody a content creation as a travel filmmaker. Okay, yeah. But within a 6 months, I realized that if I wanted to make a travel videos, probably I can't because I don't really have money to travel. Okay, and another thing, I don't really have that much equipment and things and something like that. It's not really possible. Okay, yeah. So being kind of like a travel filmmaking, the equipment I can't even afford to do this thing. So yeah. So basically, in March 2022, yeah, in March 2022, I found a kind of like some YouTuber named Mythpat. Okay, yeah, and Mythpat is a gaming YouTuber. Okay, yeah, and he was kind of like a playing a game now, game name GTA 5, and kind of like a doing the commentary, but very fun commentary. Okay, yeah, I was really good. I feel really inspired, and I feel like that ki I can make it. I can make that too because I have a kind of like a laptop which can play GTA 5 game. Okay, I have to record that gameplay and simultaneously I have to record my expression or I just have to do the comedy and things like that. Okay, so I can do those things. So I was kind of like making some sort of gaming video. Okay, yeah, and and basically this thing at that time in 2022. Okay, yeah, I feel that okay, I was doing something really wrong. I was kind of like doing something. This gaming thing is not my thing. Okay, yeah, but still I convinced myself that ki, no, I could do that. I could do that. I could kind of like simply do the game. I could play my games and kind of like do the commentary and do the things and something like that. Like basically the positivity still inside of me that I was kind of like a believe that hoping that ki, it would be happen because it was kind of like very easy to make the video because I shouldn't supposed to go anywhere at all. Like I just have to sit in front of my desk, record the gameplay, edit the gameplay, upload the gameplay. That's it. Okay, yeah, everything happened. Just yeah, I spent almost like a 2 year in that gaming content creation, and I realized that ki, I am not that person. Like basically for the gaming content creation, it's not meant for kind of like a how good is your making video. No, it's kind of like something that ki, how the like basically the audience are kids audience. Okay, and kids audience watch gaming video is because they are getting some sort of fun. Are you kind of like somebody putting that fun element into it? No, definitely not. Okay, yeah. So it's like a basically the 2 year. Like I knew that like when I was kind of like a published that video, I still inside me that knew that I'm kind of like a somebody doing something wrong. Okay, a kind of like some negative thoughts. Okay, yeah. This is kind of like somebody happened. Okay, yeah. So this negative thought is actually happened when I was kind of like doing this gaming content creation. Okay, yeah, this thing is actually happened right now. Like I'm right now making as a kind of like a simply Photoshop graphic designing things like that. Did I kind of like a feel that key kind of like doing something really wrong? No, but how do you so sure about this thing? But it's just like that key, like basically 2 year ago you are doing a content creation, okay, gaming content creation, and at that time you are still consider that key you will gonna get succeed in this thing, but after a 2 year you realize that it's really wrong. Okay, then why this thing, why this kind of like some graphic designing doesn't feel really wrong? Because you are wanting to be a filmmaker now, then graphic design, why are you kind of like do those things, right? Yeah, I would well it is because of that कि sometimes na kind of like some negativity is actually came from like I don't know. Yeah, let me explain. Okay, I don't really have proper kind of like a reason that why this graphic designing is kind of like something really right instead of gaming content creation. Okay, yeah, when I upload my graphics, okay, yeah, people comment on my reel or kind of like a thing something in my graphics. Not much, but some of the people who kind of like a praise me, who kind of like a says me the content that you are making is really good. Okay, yeah, they are actually put the comment that ki, whatever the effort that you are making for this content is really good, really great, really inspiring and things something like that. I definitely feel really good. It kind of like a feel really touchwood for me. Another thing is that ki whenever I kind of like went somewhere else, okay, yeah, and I found some sort of people who actually follow me on Instagram or YouTube or things like that, they also mention that the content that you are putting is really good, really great. I also feel really good. Like basically is this thing, the content that I am kind of like a making is kind of like something acceptable in the society, and people are kind of like liking it, people are kind of like consider this thing is that. Okay, yeah, I feel little bit of belief that ki the content that I'm making is right, is positive. This is kind of like a feeling that I never really get in a gaming content creation. because in the gaming content creation people don't really says me anything that ki you are kind of like a making, and also I'm kind of like a hiding all those things. I was kind of like a hiding this gaming content creation. I never really tell anyone that ki I'm making the gaming content creation and things something like that, because there is some sort of inside of me is kind of like a telling me that ki no, you are doing something really wrong, or kind of like some negative thoughts. Okay, yeah. So do you have this negative thought for this YouTube content creation? No. Do you have these negative thoughts for in a kind of like a business that you wanted to execute in the future? Do you have any negative thoughts? No, nothing at all. Okay, yeah. What's the negative thoughts? The negative thoughts means like that ki you know you are doing something really wrong and still you are doing it. That is called negative thoughts. Like example is a OnlyFan model. Okay, yeah. Like a basically OnlyFan model are kind of like a looking really hot, sexy and things, something like that. But in the end, from their bottom of their heart, they know that they are doing wrong, but still they are doing it. Still they are doing. That is called negativity. Okay, that is called negativity. So basically, do I have that kind of like a negativity for my profession, like being a YouTuber? Do I have that? No. Do I have this kind of like a negativity for kind of like a some the in business kind of like a things, because in the future I wanted to do that? Do I have that? No. So regarding about this question, whenever you try to set the higher target, do you feel really uncomfortable? No. Do you feel really fearful? No. Do you feel really negative? No. So yeah, that is feel really good. Okay, this question is really great, by the way, the self-assessment questions. I don't know, like basically it's basically it's just these are kind of like self-assessment question that actually get from kind of like assembly the I don't know, there is a there is a kind of like assembly the person who is kind of like assembly I don't know, it's a in the YouTube, by the way. Okay, I am kind of like a somebody forgot that whose name, what exactly is this thing, but the he was kind of like a somebody the follow this step and follow this question, ask this question to yourself, and you will kind of like a somebody assessment yourself, kind of like analyze yourself that key what exactly you want. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like a question that I decided that I should supposedly ask this question to myself and kind of like analyze myself that do I have this thing, do I have this kind of like a somebody like a try to analyze myself that am I that credible person that I am thinking that I am credible person or not. So yeah, and I feel that yes, I am like from this question I am feel really that I'm not really uncomfortable, I'm not really fearful, and I'm not really negative in the profession that I wanted to do in work. All right, yeah, this is it, and thank you.